Alaikum, dear viewers. Welcome to this live show. It is being streamed in my Facebook page and in my YouTube channel. Today we will discuss about the partnership of USAID with the government and people of Bangladesh to improve health and education, accelerate economic opportunities, enhance food security, address climate change, strengthen resilience to disasters, and promote democracy and good governance. And today, to talk about that, we have the mission director of USAID in Bangladesh, and she is none other than Miss Kathryn Davis Stevens. Good morning, Miss Kathryn. How are you doing?
Good morning. Very nice to meet you. I'm looking forward to our chat.
Me too. So I'm very honored to have you here today, and thank you for giving us time among your busy schedule. Okay, so let's start with the questions, shall we?
Great. Sounds good.
So you are in Bangladesh for almost 1 year. So how is your experience so far in terms of people, hospitality, and the culture of Bangladesh? How is it similar and how is it different from the other countries that you have served, like Russia, India, and Afghanistan?
Well, thanks for the question. In fact, I just celebrated my 1 year anniversary in Bangladesh, and it's been a really great year. I have learned so much and still learning every day. And I've been really struck by many things, but really it's just the warmth and hospitality of the people of Bangladesh that really stands out for me. I've had the opportunity to travel around the country and meet a lot of different people from different regions. I look forward to doing even more of that in the coming year. And it's just been a really wonderful experience, and I've enjoyed getting to know the country and its people. Pretty similar in some ways to other places that I've served, especially I would say India, at least in terms of some similarities with weather, um, some common foods, and I really enjoy this region in general, but very distinct, also very unique in many ways as well. So wonderful experience.
Thank you for your answer. Yeah, Bangladesh is like has lots of aspects that you should definitely like discover and explore because I mean you'd be amazed by some of the things that like in there is in Bangladesh. Okay, so I have come across the news that in response to the record level rainfall and catastrophic flooding across areas of northern Bangladesh, the United States is providing $250,000 of emergency funding through USAID to deliver critical relief to families and communities hit hardest by this crisis. So, have you already received the fund and commenced the program?
Thanks for the question. We just had an opportunity, our humanitarian assistance team just had an opportunity to go and see the flooded regions in the north and see how people are doing. And it's a very difficult situation. Already, there have been 3 major floods in that region just in this past year alone. And some parts of Sylhet and Sunamganj have not seen flooding like this in over 100 years. So it's a pretty critical situation there. We have been able to provide some initial assistance in the form of food, cash, hygiene kits, and other urgently needed supplies. But there's more that can be done and needs to be done. So we're gearing up to provide cash for work assistance to enable people to weather the impacts of the flood there. As well as things like back to school supplies, because many families lost critical things like that in the floods.
No, so USAID is really doing a lot for the communities hit hardest. So we know that USAID has already launched a new partnership with CARE and the global fashion company PVH Corp to expand career opportunities for over 100,000 women in the ready-made garment industry. So will you please explain for my viewers how this program will help and what is your goal to achieve through this program?
Well, labor in Bangladesh is a very important issue. Of course, Bangladesh is a leader in the ready-made garments export industry, and a lot of the workforce are women. And so in addition, in our broader program of supporting the right, freedom of association and forming labor unions, through the program that you mentioned, we're pleased to partner with PVH to provide leadership training and management skills training to close the gender gap and hopefully enable more women workers, of about 100,000 trained through that program, to move into management positions. So we think it's a really exciting public-private partnership and a great opportunity for women in the ready-made garment sector.
So basically, this program is helping women like move one step up.
Right, through kind of focusing on not just the job skills that they need, but the soft skills also that help to make them more effective leaders and managers.
Okay, thank you for your answer. In the last year alone, USAID has provided over $120 million in humanitarian assistance as an additional $200 million to improve the lives of people in Bangladesh through the programs that expand food security and economic opportunity, improve health and education, promote democratic institutions and practices, protect the environment, and increase resilience to climate change. But my question is, do you have any tools to measure the explicit benefits of these programs? If you are asked the ultimate outcome of this assistance, do you have any facts and figures for us?
Sure, and it's a great question. We're always looking for ways to hold ourselves accountable and measure the progress of our programs. I think here in Bangladesh, we have so many rich examples of what the partnership between our two countries has actually achieved over the last 50 years. To cite just one example, since 2000, preventable maternal and child deaths are down by 70%. That's a really remarkable achievement. Rural electrification, working with rural electric cooperatives and the Power Authority to supply power to the last mile in Bangladesh. Huge achievement that we've been able to work on together. And there are so many more examples, but we're always looking for ways. We have indicators to monitor progress towards the targets that we set at the beginning of a program, and to ensure that we are keeping ourselves on track and making good progress towards the goals that we agree.
Okay, thank you. So USAID has a leading public awareness campaign called Ujibwe, which is implemented by the Johns Hopkins University. So this 5-year integrated effort in Bangladesh was designed to increase knowledge and generate awareness of positive health behaviors related to maternal, neonatal, child and adolescent health, family planning, nutrition, and tuberculosis. So I am sure that it should already reach some outstanding milestones. So please tell us the accomplishments of this project.
Sure. That program is actually coming to an end, but the work that it is doing really continues through many other programs, because that program is really all about behavior change and beginning to change mindsets. And not just by training women and girls or partnering with women and girls on issues like child marriage and menstrual hygiene, but also getting their families involved, right? Boys and men as well, to come together to reduce stigma around issues like you mentioned, tuberculosis. And we're carrying those messages through everything we do. Behavior change is a really important part of all of our programs in Bangladesh.
So this program you said is almost coming to an end?
It is, yeah. But that doesn't mean it wasn't a success. It's a hugely successful program. Yeah, but our programs tend to have a lifespan of say 3 to 5 years. Our strategy is a 5-year strategy. So we implement programs to help achieve those goals of the strategy, and all good things eventually come to an end. But we definitely try to carry on the successes of those projects in the new ones that we're designing and putting into place now.
And how long was this program?
I will have to get back to you on that, but it was at least 3 years. But I'll be happy to get back to you with a better answer.
Okay. So just like Ujibwe, USAID has another project called Obirod, which is a youth leadership training program to promote tolerance and to mitigate extremism. So how is this program being implemented, and was there any difficulty from the stakeholders?
So I think one really notable feature of that program is that we've found a lot of success in reaching young people by getting their communities involved. And so that program has trained faith leaders in the communities who are working with youth on all sorts of positive messages, getting them involved in their communities in every aspect of community life. So youth programming generally is something we're really enthusiastic about here in Bangladesh. Bangladesh has a huge youth dividend, and to take advantage of that huge youth dividend, we really need to be thinking about how we can reach youth across everything we do, from getting involved in public health, or I know you're very passionate about climate change programming, to really everything we do. To reach youth, because if we don't reach youth, we're not going to be able to carry these initiatives into the future.
Definitely. Thank you. So last year, USAID has launched a campaign to prevent child marriage in Bangladesh, like you mentioned. So is that program still going on, or is it already like accomplished? And how successful was it if it already ended? And has
Well,
the goal to collect has the goal to collect 1 million pledge been achieved?
so I'm so excited that you mentioned that, because pretty soon we're having an event to mark the collection of 1 million pledges against child marriage. And so it's a newer program actually, and it's really just getting started. And now the hard work begins of taking advantage of that momentum and ensuring that we can work together to reduce and end child marriage. There's so many pressures on families during the pandemic, and we saw rates of child marriage actually increase. And so we want to make sure that we're doing all we can to work together to end child marriage.
Thank you. We know that apart from child marriage, like you mentioned, children of Bangladesh have has many others problems as well, like lack of quality education, child labor, child trafficking, scarcity of safe drinking water, drop out of school, access to health facility, awareness of child rights, death of newborn, juvenile justice, climate change vulnerability, etc., etc. So, how does USAID prioritize what to address first? And in fact, do they address all of these issues?
So we actually do address all of those issues, not necessarily to the same degree. And we have a 5-year strategy that helps us prioritize, from the issues that we are addressing. All countries obviously have their challenges, and Bangladesh is no exception. But we're optimistic we can make progress in all of those areas. We undertake programs in each of those areas simultaneously, but not necessarily to the same degree. Some programs are larger than others. So for example, public health has been a really strong emphasis of our program, really for decades, and we would expect that's very strong emphasis to continue.
Thank you. So basically, you do address all of these issues, but into different like levels. Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. As far as I know, USAID has a $10 million program called PPJ, Promoting Peace and Justice. How does this program help to improve access to justice and delivery of legal services?
So we're providing training both to lawyers and to judges, in areas like reducing case processing times and backlogs in the judicial system, so that people have quicker access to justice. You may have heard the saying, like, justice delayed is justice denied.
Yeah.
And that's really true everywhere. And so if we can kind of make the system more efficient for people, that can be very helpful.
Okay. So this is my last question to you, but it is a very important one. I am actually a big fan of Sisimpur, which was actually funded by USAID, and I used to watch all of the episodes, but I couldn't find any of the episodes of Sisimpur which is based on cyberbullying, which is very important for children of the contemporary society due to their access to social media. So, is there any? Please let us know. And I cannot resist myself to let you know here that my third book, which was published in February 2021, named Diary of a Muslim Kid, is based on cyberbullying. And I have a dream that Sisimpur will make an episode based on the story of cyberbullying of this book in order to spread the awareness about cyberbullying. But back to the question.
I love that idea. And I'm confident that we can work together with Symport to make that dream a reality. Because I know as a parent, not just in my job with USAID, I know how important the issue of cyberbullying is. And I think it's a really good fit with that program's overall focus on promoting peace and tolerance among people. I am a huge fan of Symport too. I've had the privilege also of working with Sesame Street in a number of the countries where I have served, and they're wonderful. And I know that they know the importance that cyberbullying, the huge impact that can have on kids. So let us work on that and get back to you.
Okay. So, Miss Catherine, that was my last question to you. It was actually a very lovely interview with you, a very lovely program here, and I wish to meet you later in the future.
I look forward to that. It was really fun talking with you as well, and I'm a big fan. You have done so many incredible things at your age, at any age really. So very inspiring talking with you, and thank you so much for inviting me on your show.
Yes, my honor to have you here today. So thank
Great,
you.
thank you.
We'll talk later. Yeah, bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Bye. Okay, dear viewers, I hope you all enjoy this live show. Please stay tuned for the next one. Thank you and assalamu alaikum.